Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Ferrothorn and the Color Cup to see what we can do here. I was running into a lot of Pokemon that would seemingly be countered by it, so I decided to go ahead and use it. Ferrothorn never really lets me down. We're going to be 4 times weak to fire, so we are going to need that coverage for that. Speaking of the fire, of course there's going to be a fire type when we have it on the team for the first battle here. We're met with a Ninetales, so we're going to be pairing it up with Toxapex as well as Lapras here. Now going up against this Ninetales, they do have Psyshock, which is actually super effective and doing a decent amount of damage, not even as a shadow. I was quite surprised on how much that actually did. Toxapex, thought you were going to be a little bit tankier for us, but that's okay. So we're going to have to shield that one up, farm them all the way down, and it looks like they're bringing in a Lantern here. Oh boy, so we'll be able to figure this out. We do have Ferrothorn, which is going to be able to completely wall it because of its grass typing, so we don't really have to worry about too much here. And we're already bringing down the Lantern. All right, so at this point, I think just going to go ahead and bring that in here. Let all this go, no problem at all, and farm them down. Now, if you do enjoy my videos, giving this video a thumbs up will help me immensely. That's all you really need to do to show support, help me out. And overall just help the channel in general. Just give these videos a thumbs up and we're going to be looking good. Ferrothorn surviving with literally 1 HP here. Going to go for the Power Whip. Now at this point we're going to be doing so much damage to the 4 times effective Jump Bluff to the ice that we're just simply going to farm them down here. I did let that go. It wasn't a flex. I just thought I'd let it go just to see what it can do. Maybe it was a little bit of a flex, but alright. Next battle we got another fire here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swap into our Toxapex, so they're going to be bringing in a Raichu. Good old classic Pokemon. I really love this thing. I was really hoping that one day they, there's still hope because they continue on and on and on and on and keep giving things evolutions. But I've been looking for an evolution for Raichu, and I know there was one back in the day that was found within the data. Looks pretty cool. Hopefully they do bring that back. I wouldn't say it looks like Grand Bull, but it kind of had that esque vibe to it, right? So Raichu needs an evolution. Gamefreak, please make it happen, please. Let's go. Pokemon Company. Alright, so Toxapex going down, bringing in our Lapras. We are shieldless. Oh, no, that's not good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and land this Surf on this Marowak here. Are we going to be able to take the win here? Of course, we can't be going up against any of that fire. But here's the thing, they don't have any fire. They don't have any damn fire. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Ferrothorn, holding on to that Lapras. While they do have no more shields, they swap, and they've got a Tropius in the back. Ooh, this is getting a little bit tricky here. So we're going to go for Thunder, which is not going to be super effective because of their grass typing. So it's not going to be able to take them out in 2 shots here. But we are bringing them down pretty low. Lapras may be able to farm them down. What is going to happen here? They are, oh, that's not a good thing. Since they didn't KO, they're able to get one more quick move with the damage, but I'm able to bring in the Lapras, farm them down, get to the Surf, but unfortunately, they're going to be able to hit their charge move first, winning that CMP and taking out my Lapras. That was a good game. Let's keep it moving here. Alright, Ferrothorn up against Toxapex. This is a good matchup for us here, but at the end of the day, we are going to be part grass, so that Poison Jab is going to start accumulating. The Steel is, neutralizing it, but it is kind of starting to dig in here. As you can see, it doing a little bit more than we would like, unfortunately, compared to our Power Whip. Toxapex is just a tank. They throw in a Mantane to catch. We throw a Thunder and basically one-shot them, swap into our own Toxapex, farm them down. They've got energy on their Toxapex, but we're going to let it all go, hitting me with a Brine. And, well, this is looking pretty damn good, folks, I must say. Let's go ahead and see what we have. That was one of the... I'm not going to say it was a horrible catch, because we could have thrown, I don't know, Power Whip. I don't know, right? They're just trying to recover the situation, seeing that they got 2 water types. All right, so they're going to be bringing in a Tropius here. We've got another Tropius. Oh, okay. So we're going to throw Sludge Wave, and, of course, they're shielding it up. So what we're going to do at this point is immediately swap into our Lapras here. Let this go. Thought it might be an Aerial Ace, but yeah, of course it's going to be a Leaf Blade. What am I thinking? But that's alright. No problem at all. We're still going to be able to take them down here with the Lapras. Still holding on to 2 shields and getting to the Surf. Just going to throw a little bit of damage here. I'm not trying to get to... We're not getting to Skull Bash. Okay, that's just the way it is. Yeah, we're going down right there. Bringing in our own Toxapex here. And let's see. Let this Brine go. And we're looking pretty good. Unless this is a Sludge Wave. Another Brine. Yeah, there was no way. They don't have the energy. Bringing in Ferrothorn to farm them down. And we're taking that win. We're looking good and moving it on to our next opponent. Met with a Cradily. This is a good lead. This is a very good lead. We resist the grass massively as well as the rock because of the Steel type. And they're going to be taking some pretty good damage from us because they are going to be part rock. So this is a very good situation here. Throwing the Grass Knot right out the gate, just tickling the Ferrothorn, bringing in a Pyroar, and we swap into our Toxapex here. Now, I was a little unfamiliar as to what moves this has. I forgot. So Dark Pulse, okay, no problem at all. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Brine here, which is going to be able to take out that Pyroar, and they're bringing in a Lantern. Okay, alright. Getting to the Sludge Wave. Is this going to be Flamethrower or Thunderbolt? Yes, it is, so we're going to shield it up. Now, I could have let that go, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of, you know, take them down a peg here with our Sludge Wave. And now we're looking even better. It doesn't matter if I don't think they have like 6 shield at this point. We are going to... Is this the battle where I farm them down? Let me see here. Okay, so we take them down. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know, if they had a bunch of shields, they could probably win. But I got my battles mixed up here. So anyways, we do our damage. Get in the shield, swapping into Ferrothorn, and we're back into this matchup. And it's simple. It's a win. There's nothing they can do. I do believe they go for Stone Edge this time, doing a little bit more. If they get to one of those, that will KO. And we're going to do a little bit of a flex here. We're just going to let this go and call it Grass Knot. And yeah, that's exactly it. We survive. We're able to get to our Power Whip. And well, the star of the show is going to be able to take the win for us here. And we're looking good and keeping it moving here. Recovering our score because of that damn Goldingo still. So we got a mirror match. We got a Ferrothorn versus Ferrothorn. And there is no shadow for this. When it does get a shadow, is it going to be good? Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, let's get it. It is going to be good. It is a bit of a tank unless you're going up against fire, as it is. So you're just going to be adding that extra damage. All right, so looks like they're going to be keep going. It looks like they're going to continuously go for their Power Whip because they probably, I don't know, preparing for something towards the end here. They are actually going to hit me with a Flash Cannon. Spoiler alert. But I'm going to keep on throwing Thunder here, as it's doing a little bit more damage, right? So they are going to be able to take me out because they do go for their Flash, which is enough to get us. But here's the thing. We're leaving them with enough health so that we can farm them down with a decent amount. So there goes the Flash. They take us out, and I'm thinking about what I should do. Bringing in Toxapex, getting a decent amount of farm here. And let's see what counters they have for us in the back. And it is going to be a Charizard. Now, that's not a counter. That's not a counter. So at this point, I'm thinking there must be some sort of a grass type back there. Some sort of a grass type or what? Let's see it. Okay, their own Toxapex. So what they're doing with that Charizard is building up energy and preparing it for later down the line. Or they could have just simply misswapped. I think they were preparing its energy though. Alright, so at this point I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to be able to pull this off? Alright, we're still in a really good position here. I feel like I should have swapped immediately on the Lapras, but oh well, now I feel like it's better because we're resisting the Poison Jab as opposed to neutral with the Lapras, so we can just stay here and resist everything, right? Gonna let this go. It is a Sludge Wave. Unfortunately, they take us out. What we're gonna do is farm up just before they're gonna be hitting a Sludge Wave. Right about then, they hit their charging move as well. This should be just enough to take out this Toxapex. And now we still have 2 shields. But what we need to do here, since they did build up energy and quite a bit of it before, was let that go. We had to call that Dragon Claw. So at this point, they can't farm us down, and we'll just go ahead and double shield those Dragon Claws they're gonna throw at us. Build up to 2 Surfs, and that's about a wrap here. And we're going to be able to take the win. See, if we shielded up... If we didn't shield up the first Dragon Claw, then they would have built up to a Blast Burn eventually and then KO'd us. Because we still take a whole hell of a lot of damage from a Blast Burn, from a Charizard, as a Shadow Lapras. And that battle really drug on for quite some time. The clock was almost up. Next battle met with a... Napoleon. Okay. I'm getting old here, I guess. I don't know. I'm starting to forget all the Pokemon's names. Alright. Alright, anyways. This is not good for us. So what we're going to do is go ahead and just throw that. Do some damage. Still doing quite a bit to the Abomasnow Grass type. Bringing in the Lapras. We'll shield up this Energy Ball. No problem. And they're bringing in a Tentacruel. Now, this is not a good situation. Alright. This isn't great. So we do have the Toxapex. It's the same type as Tentacruel. And we'll be able to combat them there, but unfortunately they're going to be shielding our Skull Badge up. Oh yeah, that's just horrible. I'm expecting they're going to be going for another Acid here. That's exactly what they're doing. And we're just going to throw this before we do get down, because it is going to be doing some damage. Might as well do it before we get taken out. Bringing in the Ferrothorn, getting to the power before they can hit anything. Then this will KO the Tentacruel here. Let's see what they want to do, what they're going to be bringing back into the battle. 1-to-1 shield, and they've got a freaking Alolan Marowak. So I swap into the Toxapex, retreating with a little bit of energy on that Ferrothorn. And I didn't even try to see what move it had. It does not have Fire Spin, so we don't have to worry about that. Don't think it has Focus. Fire Blast. Man, I'm all over the place today, folks. Am I? Or what? Oh my goodness. All right, anyways, Bombasno coming back into the battle. We're calling it, farming them down, and we've already got the win in the bag here. So we've got 2 of these brines. Very good. They're letting the first one go, knowing that they can take that hit quite nicely, seeing that they're not Shadow. And shielding up the next one, immediately swapping into our Ferrothorn here. Now we've got 1 shield left. I'm thinking, okay, we'll let this go and call it. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and go for the Power Whip, which is not enough. Should have just built up to the Thunder, but that's okay. We're going to be able to Bullet Seed down that Fire type and take the win. Let's get it. Next battle. What are we going to see with that Ferrothorn? Leading with Ferrothorn the entire time. Met with a Dugong here, and this is fine. This is no problem. The Park Grass is going to help us take more damage from their Ice-type moves, but the Steel type is making it very neutral, so we don't really have to worry about shielding up too much. Unless they want to do a double shield nonsense thing, then we're going to have to do that if we're trying to win the matchup, right? So we got 1 shield out of them. Great. Letting the next one go. Sounds good. Since we've seen them use 1 shield at this point, and we're going to be able to outpace them to the next charge move, we're going to go ahead and shield them up as well. If they want a double shield, by all means, be my guest. Go for it. You'll be shieldless. I'll have 1 shield, and having a shield advantage over an opponent that has no shields is a very good advantage to have indeed. All right, now bringing in the Toxapex here, and we're just going to farm them down. I figured, I don't know, probably Lapras would have been a better idea to farm them down to give us a lot more energy because we're going to retreat. They're bringing in a Trevenant. I do throw this because I felt like, okay, we'll get this off. It's going to do a decent amount. We swap into Lapras. We're doing a ton of damage with our quick move. Shield this up, or we can let it go. We're going to shield it up. Shadow Ball, good call. We take out their Trevenant. We take that win. They back out. We don't even get to see what was in the back before they leave. Next battle, we're going to be met with a Trevenant. This is an absolute horrible lead, especially with the moves that we do have. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Toxapex. Lapras, again, can handle this Trevenant, as we've seen time and time again. So I feel like that's a better counter as opposed to Toxapex. I'm bringing in Toxapex because it's still going to be able to handle it somewhat. So we're getting a shield out of them. They bait me. I bait you too, I guess. Seed Bomb's still going to do a decent amount. Hitting me with a Shadow Ball, still not enough to take us out here. They're going to be retreating, and as I do throw the Sludge Wave, what do they throw into battle? A Lapras, so I guess that works out perfect. Thank goodness. They're going to be able to farm us down, unfortunately, right before we get to the next Sludge Wave, so that's kind of a bummer here. Bringing in the Ferrothorn, there's nothing they can hit us with unless they have a Legacy Ice Beam, which is still not super effective. But they're going for the Skull Bash, and what I'm going to do at this point is farm down this defense buff normal Lapras, which is going to take quite some time. We're going to cap out, but that's okay. We're going to be having a ton of energy at this point here. So we're going to immediately throw a Power Whip, blind throw this, a Marowak Shadow. Are you kidding me? So we get no shield, going to go for the Thunder. This is going to do a lot. They let it go, and there we are. Bringing in the Lapras, and we're looking pretty good at this point here. And they do not get off a charge move. I was kind of just like, what? They trying to get to a Fire Blast or something? So bringing back that Trevenant, we're looking good here. They use that shield, getting to another Surf, and this is going to be able to KO that Grass type at the end. Let's keep it moving here. This team did quite well for me. I rose up quite significantly. All right, next battle, we're met with a Shadow Abomasnow, but they're retreating. Okay. Into a Galvantula, which actually kind of breaks this team. You can beat it, but you need to kind of really finesse the situation. Okay, so gonna get out that Power Whip, swapping into our Lapras here. It's Lapras or Toxapex can actually take the hits better, obviously, because it's non-Shadow and pretty tanky. Lapras is tanky too, it's just Shadow. But I do decide to bring this in because we're doing quite a bit with the Ice Shards here. We're going to let that charge move go. We've taken out the biggest threat. So beautiful. Looks like we're going to be able to pull this one off since we did do that whole situation while holding on to that shield. We're looking great here. A realignment. They're bringing in that Abomasnow. They get to a charge move. I will shield this up. And I think I'm going to threaten them with... Oh, no, we don't. Okay, so we just swap into our Toxapex. Right. Holding on to the energy for on our Ferrothorn. And at this point, we should be able to farm down. Yeah, no problem. Hit me with a Weather Ball. That's not an issue at all. So we need to come out of this. We know this is going to be a Weather Ball. Okay, good. And now we'll just hit 2 of these brines here, which is going to be putting on a decent amount of damage for the Swampert here. They let that first one go. I think they even might... All right, they shield this up. That's great. Okay, beautiful. That's all we really needed. Now we have one more shield we need to get rid of. So we swap into our Ferrothorn, and Hydro Cannon is almost going to be enough to take us out. But we have to have something of steel. Okay, let's just put it that way. And we call it. Look at, do you see this? We called it. Still not enough to take us out. We actually get to another Power Whip and we take the win. Looks like they closed the app. I don't know, but it only does this when I feel like they do that. It could be the game, probably just the buggy game. Good game. Let's get it. Next battle, we're met with a Pelipper. This is not bad. We do have Thunder. Power Whip is also going to be doing a ton of damage. More than likely, they're going to shield, so we are just going to go for the Power Whip right away. But they're making a very sneaky swap into Gourgeist to catch, so that was pretty nice, but it's still doing a decent amount. So what we're going to do is bring in our Toxapex here to have a little fun. They're going for that Shadow Ball. All right. So we're building up extra energy here. Going to go for the Sludge Wave. Let's see what's going to happen. They're going to be shielding it up. Of course they are. Should have freaking just went for Brine. Since we haven't used the shield yet, and they have, I think we're going to be okay to go ahead and do so right about now. Going for a Shadow Ball and building up a little bit of extra energy just in case we can get to our next charge move here. Taking them out with the Brine, very good. And they're bringing in that Pelipper. Sounds good. And we're not able to get off the Brine, which is perfectly fine. This is going to be what? Hurricane? Oh, man, are you kidding me? Using up all that energy right there? I knew you were going to have to KO me, but damn. Bringing back the Ferrothorn here to have a little fun, going for the Power Whip, getting their last shield. This is beautiful. Now, a Hurricane, unfortunately, probably will KO. Oh, man, that's... Even Ferrothorn can't handle it at that range of health. So they're going to be retreating with health, bringing in a Trevenant. Now again, this feels like we're putting on the pressure on this Lapras yet again, always pulling the team back for us here. Not that it's holding it all together, but damn. Shadow Lapras is one of the best ones out there, I personally think, because of its bulkiness. Picking up that attack with the shadow damage, dang, that's just a combination for greatness. And the moves that it does have, give me a break. Get out of here. Lapras taking the win. Let's go. Next battle met with a freaking Fire type. Again, I'm not going to stick around to see, but it does have Fire Spin, so okay. Bringing in our Toxapex, and they're going to be swapping into Nidoqueen. Oh, I can't get my head together freaking today, folks. Kingdra. Cannot compute. All right, so we're going to call this here. Octazooka. All right. Do you want to double shield your Kingdra? It's bad I call it Nidoqueen again. And they do. Okay. Okay, you want to double shield? Fine. I'll bring our Ferrothorn in here. Now, Outrage is still going to be doing a lot. Shadow Outrage plus Stab, that still hurts. Doing about over half. Yeah, that's crazy. So we're going to farm and throw right as they're about to get to their Octazooka here. Maybe they needed a few more seconds, but nonetheless. And then bringing in our Lapras immediately, we got another Trevenant. The Lapras said, bring him on. I'm the Trevenant Slayer. Yes, you are, Lapras. Look at your Surf doing as much as a... something. It doesn't look like it's not very effective. Gotta love it. All right, Ice Shards taking them out. Very good. Farming them down all the way down to Funky freaking Town. I'm gonna simply shield this up here, hit them with a Surf, and we're looking pretty good. But we're not out of this yet. It's not over yet. They can still take the win. All right, doing a ton of damage. Now, what are they gonna have? I mean, a Shadow Bone, that should be enough to KO, right? But they go for Bone Club. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. And Lapras is yet again finishing it off for us. At the end, we're taking that win with this Shadow. Looking good. Next battle, what are we going to be seeing here? A Swampert. Well, that's a freaking great lead. What are they going to swap into? A Galvantula. Well, that's literally one of the only Pokemon that I don't want to see as a swap in. Yeah, and they have Discharge. So it went from, oh yeah, sucker, look at that. Grass up against your water and ground type to, crap, I'm going to probably lose. Okay, now I don't get into these modes. Now, if you're thinking, what is my thought process at this point? Well, let me explain. It is kind of, it's not like, oh, I'm going to lose. You don't want to just throw that into your mind. Oh, I'm going to lose. That's not what you want to do. What you want to think is, okay, this is bad, but I can still win. That's the mindset you want. So they immediately swap into the freaking Talonflame. I can't complain because we had a really good lead as well, so we're just going to have to figure this out. Since they let that go, I'm like, oh, that Talonflame farmed up a bit, and we're not completely vulnerable from that. Hitting me with a Sludge and calling it, farming them down. Sneaky one more Ice Shard through, and this is looking good. So that's all you got to do is just maintain. Stay level-headed and think about it. When I have a really bad situation, I start branching off into all these directions of how the battle can end. Kind of like Doctor Strange, right? I'm not like, don't have superpowers or something, of course. Probably at this point, I've honed them in pretty good for this. But what you want to do is something like that. You just start thinking about all the outcomes, Doctor Strange style, and figure out the best one. If you're thinking, how do you... I'm not trying to make it seem like we're some super smart computers over here, but when you played enough and you know what you could potentially be seeing, what you have, the hits that you can take, the energy you have, it all just comes together, right? It's not like you need to be a genius for this, okay? So that's how my thought process is. If it looks like I'm going to lose and I know it's a clear loss, hard counter in the front, hard counter in the middle, I'm talking hard, and there's really no comeback, I'll back out, especially if it's happened 4 or 5 games in a row. Then at that point, I'm just like, forget this, I'm done. I'm not even going to give this person the satisfaction of sitting here and swapping in as if they're like, all right, I'll stop right where I'm at because I'm starting to get a little negative there about it, but it gets really annoying. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, bringing in our Toxapex. Now, okay, now speaking of that, this is our last battle, and I'm going to have to say, this guy knew the direction wasn't looking great, but damn, they sure were really trying to make it happen. I must say, that swap with that Zapdos was quick. I thought I was going to be able to snipe it, but they said, nah, I'm going to have even energy with your Toxapex. That's good for them. Let's go. Bring it on. All right, so we're dealing with somebody who really does not want to lose, and this is a good thing, right? It's a great show to see. Not that everybody's not trying here, but you know what I'm saying. So they swap in as I bring in a Ferrothorn. They're really trying to make this happen, I'm telling you. Now, folks, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all in the next video. Ferrothorn putting in that work. Take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.